Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tio. I'm a Cambridge alumnus, YouTuber and blogger. In recent months, there's been a lot of talk on the internet and here on YouTube about the concept of passive income. Now personally, I've worked on several blogs, YouTube channels and online courses for various projects, and from the experience that I've gathered, I get the slight feeling that this topic is slightly idealized in the way that it's portrayed by others on the internet at this moment. To some extent, passive income is this magical buzzword that will allow you to become financially free without working that much. But in my opinion, this view does not do justice to the reality of building a passive income business. Now I'll split this video into 3 parts. In the first part, we'll answer the question what passive income is. In the second part, we'll ask to what extent passive income is really passive. And in the third part, we'll assess whether you should even bother trying to start a passive income business. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up right now and let's jump right into the video. So first of all, what is passive income? According to the definition on Investopedia, passive income means earnings derived from a rental property, a limited partnership, or other enterprise in which a person is not actively involved. What this means in practice is that this is a business model that you supposedly only set up once and then it keeps running and bringing you profits every month constantly. So you create that piece of content or an entire library of content that then constantly gets you ad revenue or membership revenue, depending on your specific business model. What people tend to overlook, however, when thinking about passive income is the amount of effort that is needed in order to produce that library of content that will then generate the revenue, as well as the effort and investment needed to maintain it. It is precisely this misconception that I'd like to address further in this video. So now that we know the theory about what passive income is, let's look into whether passive income is really passive. Whether you can really set it up once in a relatively short period of time and then get the revenue every month from it without doing anything more. What I'd like to start with is the idea that a passive income business is after all a business. And like any other business or startup, it requires an initial investment. You either have to invest capital, which is basically your money, for example in the case of buying a property which you then rent out, or you can invest labor, but in this case it's our own labor, so I like to think of this in terms of investing time. You have to invest your time in order to build an enterprise that will then start generating income, and then you will gradually be able to be less actively involved in it while the income is still rolling in. Now in this video, given my personal experience, we'll mainly talk about the online businesses that you can start only by investing your own time without any capital investment or with limited capital investment. So in order to start an online business around a blog or a YouTube channel that will eventually bring you passive income, you have to invest a lot of your time. And this is precisely the point that most people tend to overlook, just how much time it takes for you to be able to build that business so that it sustains itself. Truth be told, starting a passive income business is just like starting any other startup. It requires you to commit your attention, your time, and be consistent with it. You really have to hustle. At first it might appear easy to start posting some content on the internet and then making passive income from it. You might have a few good ideas to start with and the beginning will go easily, but you have to remember that you have to keep consistent. And in order to keep that consistency up, it requires constant work. So in the beginning, building such a business will be time consuming, and also more importantly, it will radically change the way you spend your time, at least in the next 3 years. Personally, I've been working seriously on this YouTube channel for about 2 years now. For 1 year, I've been in the YouTube Partner Program, and there's a video coming up about that as well. This YouTube channel indeed has the potential to allow me to create a business around it that will bring me passive income at some point. But I can tell you from my own experience that that goal lies quite far away in the future for me right now. And I can see myself working constantly on this YouTube channel for at least another 2 years in order to get there. After the 3-year threshold, you might be able to delegate some work and make the business increasingly passive for yourself, but unless you have a lot of financial resources to invest right from the start, it is your time that you will have to invest in order to build an audience, find clients, and get ranked on Google or YouTube. Also, another consideration, if you're studying on the side, it will take away from your time that you could actually be spending reading more and spending more time with your friends. So you also have to bear in mind that it is indeed a time commitment to some extent because of the amount and type of work it requires. It will also change the way you view the world and the ideas you come in contact with. So what I really urge you is to think of it as a business and not as an easy way to make money, because it is not. It is a business model that requires a time investment and potentially also an initial financial investment of some sort. Now you might be asking yourself whether you should even bother starting a passive income business. On social media we're exposed quite a lot to this vision of the glamorous life of the owner of such a passive income empire. But is this the right thing for you? Should you now go out there and start such a business? And the answer depends totally on yourself and whether you are willing to invest that time into building a business. You should really ask yourself whether you are willing to give up that time which you could be spending somewhere else in your social life or in your studies or doing another job that brings you more immediate benefits. Would you give up, say, a third of your week hustling for your business? And in order to help you answer that question, let's make a list of pros and cons. And because this video might seem a little pessimistic, let's start with the pros. So why would you want to start a passive income business, and why is there such a buzz around this idea? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that once the business starts working, you will make passive income that you don't have to work for. So basically, when that income reaches the level of a normal salary, you can spend your time doing whatever else you want and get that revenue without working for it anymore. The second positive aspect is that, like in any startup, you will be your own boss. This might be for you if you know you're the kind of person that doesn't like being given tasks to do by others. Hand in hand with this goes the third pro, which is the flexible schedule. You can set your own working hours and really design your time, your days and your weeks the way you want them to be. If you find the idea to build your own business, your own little empire, exciting, then this might really be for you. And the fourth pro would be that this sort of business is scalable, which means that at some point, without investing more of your time, but by reinvesting the income that the business is making, you can scale it up and sell your products to more and more people. And if we're talking about digital products, then this is even easier because a digital product you create once and you can resell 1,000 times without tweaking it any longer and without any production costs. Now onto the cons. As we've seen in the previous part, the huge initial time commitment is a huge drawback of the passive income business model. Indeed, at some point in the future, the business will generate passive income for you. But until that point, it will be like any other business, like any other work. It will require your time and dedication in order to get it done. The second con, in my point of view, is that it changes your priorities in life. And at times you might feel like all you're doing is focusing on how to make more money or on how to scale your business, how to grow further, instead of focusing on developing ideas or developing your emotional life or your relationships with your friends, or in the detriment of your own mental health or well-being. The third drawback is that there will be no external motivation. There will be no one there to push you from behind to achieve your goals. So building such an online business for passive income based around your own personal brand, your own personal monopoly, as David Perel says, a great deal of personal discipline is required. If you are this kind of person who is self-motivated and self-disciplined, then it might be for you. If you need someone to actually push you and motivate you, and that's when you work best, then this kind of model might not be the right one for you. Now, considering these pros and cons, let me know down in the comments below how you would answer the question. Would you be willing to spend your time building your own passive income business? It'll be great to hear from you, and if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel for more videos on personal finance, but also on productivity and self-improvement. I hope you gained something from this video and it helped you in your decisions about the financial side of life, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye bye.